Okay, so I'm going to be doing the video about like the different misconceptions or what else did came about after taking the true or false thing. So before, because I work in the ABA field right now, I'm an RBT, but before I was even introduced to the field, even with the answer, even with the true or false, I feel like I still learn so much every single day. Being in the field, there's just so much to learn, there's so much to grasp. So a big misconception is, even before I got to the field, but specifically with the true or false, is that, sorry, not specifically true or false, but things that I had a misconception about is that wasn't gonna work. Like ABA doesn't work because there is so many negative things out there about it, and I didn't realize there was so much, but there is. A lot of people just don't think it works, quote unquote. But the things that we do learn in class, and especially in like some of the true or false questions, they asked about consistency. And yes, consistency is key when it comes to working in this field, because that's ultimately what these clients need. They need that consistency, somebody or multiple people to just continue to try their best at working with them, and just to keep that momentum with their progress. And I feel like that's a big misconception that even I thought about it at first, that does this really work? Is this more like babysitting? How does the data collection even work? Can you even take data collection on something like this? And yeah, you can. There's so many things that you can do with ABA, and there's so many different factors that play to it, not just behavioral things but social, just like anything with like learning readiness for the individual, which is really cool. So that's for sure like a big misconception from my end. But another one has to be the way that data is not accurate. I will say that as well. Before it, it couldn't click in my head how you take data with behavior like that, or just graph it and then get an overview of all of it, and how does that even help the individual. But there's so much, like I said, that goes into it. It's like redirecting, reinforcing, the positive reinforcement, the negative reinforcement, the positive punishment, the negative punishment. Those are just some of the many things that go into just helping shape these different behaviors and different social aspects for the client. So just like overall those things, I would say just overall it's like the data collection and just it not being valid or it not working in the first place, because I feel like that's honestly a number one conception in ABA. A lot of people just don't believe in it, or a lot of people have bad experiences in it, which also goes with that. I think that goes with like anything, even when it comes to just simply therapy, like talk therapy and things like that. A lot of people have negative views on it, but that's just because they've had a negative situation themselves, so they just like to overall put it in a box. And ABA is put in a box for sure, but in reality it just really does depend on the individual that's doing the work and trying to make a difference, because it's one of those things that's not easy for everybody. So yeah, and like data collection, but data collection also ties into that too, because you have to be wanting it to make that accurate data collection and really run those trials, really put in everything to try to move around these behaviors and just make an ultimate change with all of it. So yeah, I would say those are my main two, to be honest, that I was really thinking about. I was like, what is it that really was clogging my brain? And it would have to be those two when it comes to the misconceptions about it, of ABA specifically. So yeah.